When you look at the Philadelphia Eagles roster going into 2020, you see we added a lot of new pieces to this team on offense and defense. Today, we're going to talk about 3 key defensive players that need to step up in 2020 who were here in 2019. What is going on, everybody? If you don't already know, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, hit that subscribe button. Now, if you agree that this defense could be special going into 2020, but can even be better if these other key players step up, smash that like button. And oh, by the way, it helps this content and pushes it out to other Philly fans. With all that being said, let's jump into today's topic. Before we start this video, I want to give a shout out to Lawrence James. Happy birthday, my guy. Appreciate all the support you give me. I hope last weekend, holiday weekend, was really good for you and it transitioned to today being your 20-year-old birthday. Well, 20 plus 20. It's the big 4-0. Appreciate you for letting me know your age. And listen, ain't nothing but a number. Keep repping green. And I hope you have a great birthday today, my guy. Let's get back to some Eagles football. Today, we're going to talk about 3 key players who were here in 2019 who did step up in certain situations. But for this Eagles defense to be over the top, to get inside the top 5, to really maximize everybody's strengths, we need these guys to step up because they can play key roles in the defense going forward. Let's start with the first one, Sidney Jones. This wasn't the only crucial play down the stretch. There was a big one in the Giants' 3rd and 3. But just look, man to man against a 1,000-yard receiver, could have let us down, but comes up clutch. 2019 was supposed to be Sidney Jones' breakout year, but coming off an offseason where he had lingering hamstring injuries and the fact that we all know that we did not really like and respect Corey Underling. So with him being gone and Markel Manuel in, there's no excuses. This will be the first offseason that Sidney Jones is healthy, and we already know he was going out of his way to train with guys to make sure he's better before this corona. We saw early in the season he play some decent man, but then get beat on some mental mistakes. I think it was up here, and he didn't have his legs under him with them lingering hamstring issues. Now, I'm not going to make excuses, but this is Sidney Jones' last year of his rookie deal. It's a now or never type thing. We saw glimpses of great man-to-man defense at the end of the season, but we haven't seen him put it together for 60 minutes. Now, in the playoff game against Seattle, you didn't see much Sidney Jones. I wonder why the organization didn't trust him in a big playoff game, but they did trust him in the Giants game, in the Dallas game to go one-on-one. I really want to know where they're at with that. This is what I think about Sidney Jones. Stepping up at the end of the season is nothing but a confident builder for someone who had his confidence all the way down. And this offseason, he was training with that guy. Now he's not because of the corona, but this is the perfect chance to actually just relax and get fully healthy for a guy like Sidney Jones who's had lingering issues his whole small career. Also, being in the locker room with a guy like Big Play Slay and knowing in your head you don't have to D to number 1, you got to worry about the number 2 and lock him up should do more for his confidence. So I actually feel like with this being his last year on his rookie deal, Sidney Jones is going to come out and get the job done for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm looking forward to him stepping up because I believe in the young kid and he got to prove us right. Let's move on to the second player that got to step up who was on the Eagles last year, and that's Barnett. When healthy, look at the speed off the edge, resulting in a strip sack. And then power, straight bull rush, no chance. We just need this more consistently. When I looked at Barnett in 2019, I seen a couple games where he looked so explosive. I mean, he was beating a guy with speed. He was beating him with a bull rush. There was times that he was unblockable. But then there were other games where he just didn't show up. Literally, he was injured for 2 or 3, I think it was 2 games. And there were games where he had lingering injuries. You can just tell he had no explosiveness. Maybe that's an attitude thing. Maybe it's an injury thing. But we got to get a healthy version of Barnett. A lot of times this season, he's been that guy on our team that just does stupid penalties. A lot of roughing the passers. Now, I know today that it's so easy to get a roughing the passer call, but he got to be smarter than that. I think sometimes his play, he just shows like, like he don't care. When this guy does care, he could be a problem. He had the sack record in Tennessee for a reason. The dude has a high motor, but his attitude don't always look like it's up to par. I need this guy to step up in 2020 because with Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox terrorizing the middle and Brandon Graham on the opposite side with gas left in the tank and guys like Josh Sweat and maybe we sign Vinny Curry back, Brandon Graham's going to be a key player in this D-line. And I know he got the bull rush, the speed, the athleticism to play. He just got to put it on more. And we're going to need to see that. We showed a lot of confidence in this guy picking up his fifth option. So now it's time for him to pay it back. He's never had a double-digit sack season, and I'm calling for close to 10 sacks. I'm going to give him 9.5, but prove me wrong and get 10 sacks, Derek Barnett. I know you got that motor. You just need to keep that motor on 24/7. And then there was one, the last of the three players that were here in 2019 that I need to see step up in 2020. And this guy wasn't necessarily playing bad. He just didn't play that much. But now he's going to be asked for a huge role in 2020. Can he live up to it? TJ Edwards. Great patience here for a young player. Running it out, doesn't shoot the gap early, shoots at the right time, makes a tackle. And then look at him get off this block and make the tackle. As you can see in them clips, I love his patience. He's not a guy who's going to overshoot his gap trying to do too much. He plays his spot and his spot only, and he's patient for the running back, and he wraps up. With all the speed we got at linebacker with Davion Taylor, Jatavius Brown, and even Nathan Gary, we're going to need TJ Edwards to play that mic, to play that middle, to be that downhill thumper when it comes to stopping running backs. We know our front four takes care of the running backs because we haven't had a really good linebacker in a while. I mean, 2017, Nigel Brown was pretty good, but the front four take care of the running game most of the time. But we also need to make sure that TJ Edwards there to clean anything up and also fill that gap that needs to be filled. As for a pass defense, I don't think we're going to ask that too much out of a guy like TJ Edwards. I think he's going to mainly try to play the run. Yes, he might get matched up with a tight end here and there, but that's where we got Nathan Gary, Devon Taylor, Jatavius Brown, these fast guys, and a guy like Kavon Wallace who can play in the box as that will linebacker, and or Will Parks who can play that big nickel type role. So you don't have to have TJ Edwards matched up on man-to-man coverage. But I do see the potential of him being able to fill that middle linebacker spot to clean up all the run support areas that our defensive line miss, which is not many. When you look at all three of these players, you can see the potentials there. This is exactly why the Eagles gave Derek Barnett the fifth-year option. This is exactly why Sidney Jones is the preferred second-string quarterback to Darius Slay, with Trevor Williams and Avonte Maddox lurking if things go wrong. And this is why TJ Edwards got tossed into the fire multiple times when Nigel Bradham got hurt last year, because the potential's there. And what I saw from TJ Edwards in run support, there's things he has to work on, but that's going to come. He's only a second-year man. Sidney Jones, when he was able to be on the field confidently, healthy-ish, he performed. And Derek Barnett, same thing. Stay on the field, get your attitude right, don't do the dumb penalties, and he performs. So these are three players that were on the team last year that I'm expecting big things from. And if the defense gets heavy contributions from these three, plus the additions, plus Fletcher Cox and all the guys who we know is going to perform, this defense can be where we want it to be. So even if our offense can score 30, there's going to be games where we don't have to if everything comes together with these three players fitting in with the rest of the team and all the moves we made in the offseason. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching and all the constant support. Appreciate you guys 100%. We talked about that Jalen Reagor giveaway. I see all the hashtag Eagles. I'm writing them down. I think it's only been 2 or 3 days. I'm going to give it a couple more days so someone don't miss out. But we gonna get it popping and I'm gonna pick it. Let me know in this video as well as how do you feel about them three players being key players that need to step up. Let me know your three players that need to step up too. And let me know in the near future, should I reveal the winner on a video or a live stream? Let me know all that stuff in the comment section. And you know what time it is. We out.